hello. Is this a Creed got robbed or?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Yes.
This podcast will self-destruct and now immediately goodbye apparently because it's already not going well.
You didn't make a new bumper for it, so it falls under the
No,
Creed got robbed umbrella
that's true.
until otherwise informed.
True. These are the things. These are the things that happen when Ray invokes Ghost Protocol on us, and we have to make this podcast work on the fly. Okay,
Right.
these are the things we have to do.
And when a rogue nation is threatening, the mere existence of the podcast, then obviously, one must prepare for the fallout.
Right.
Is this where one of us says like meow final reckoning? I don't know.
No, that's not this episode. We're not there yet.
God, that's
We have.
I'm gonna go post all those last two. I'm sorry. I'm just not to give the whole game away, but
Oh, we need to watch that, Josh. That's on streaming
Yeah.
now. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
if it's
do.
I'm
worth
really
it to watch on
really
streaming.
curious to see what you guys end up thinking about the very last one. Because never mind, we can't get into it. There's gonna be a whole podcast. But I gotta save it.
Hey,
but
Mike, what are we doing
everybody-
right now? And who are
well,
we?
Hi, well, I'm Mike. I'm joined by Josh and Ray. Hey,
Hello.
fellas. So we
Hello.
are back with our little summer fall movie Creed Got Robbed special on the Mission Impossible retrospective that we're doing here, where Josh watched all the Mission Impossible movies in like
A week
2
and a
days.
half.
A week
Yeah,
and a
really, it was
half.
like 2 days.
That's so much.
And
I watched a lot of Mission
just
Impossible.
because it was so compressed, it just inspired us to take some time to talk about them because we like these movies mostly. And yeah, here we are with our next batch. The first episode, which was a little bit ago, we did 1, 2, and 3. And Josh, after watching these first 3 movies, I imagine you are like, okay, what the fuck is a Mission Impossible movie?
Yep. What
that
is
right?
a Mission Impossible? Yeah, absolutely. Like it was very like none of them were coherent or cogent. Like literally the only thing between them was Ethan Hunt.
They have the same name and the same guy.
Yeah. The same
And
same
that's
sidekick.
the through line. That's it.
Yep. So it was not until now that I found out what a Mission Impossible was, because 4, 5, and 6 is where we established this is what a Mission Impossible is.
Right, exactly. Like 4, like Ghost Protocol, which is 4, feels like somebody going up to Brad Bird and pointing a gun at his head and being like, "What is a Mission Impossible movie? You have to tell me this goddamn second."
Oh yeah, this is a Brad Bird movie. Hold on, let me pull up the
Yeah.
Wikipedia page on it.
And they're like, "Fucking, no more bullshit. No more. Every one of these movies is gonna be entirely different. Just tell me what these are supposed to be."
Can I just be kind of mean for just a moment?
Yes, of course.
How does it feel, J.J. Abrams, that you almost killed another franchise?
Now this
His-
podcast is its opinions on J.J. Abrams are well documented.
This is a J.J. Abrams antagonistic podcast.
Right, as previously discussed. I will say it is kind of crazy that like Brad Bird makes a J.J. Abrams movie better than J.J. Abrams does.
I know Josh just stepped away for a moment, but I'm going to give the game away just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Fallout. No, not Fallout, not
What?
Fallout. Rogue Nation. No, Rogue Nation. I
What?
didn't like.
Okay.
No,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight about that one.
I
We're
Ghost
not even
Protocol.
there yet.
Ghost Protocol is good. It's fine. I think Rogue Nation is full of itself. I'm not gonna make the.
Are you really doing the Family Guy thing?
I'm
Are you really doing
I'm
that?
specifically
Wow, that's
saying that
insane.
I'm not doing the
About the best
insistent
one.
pause
That's
itself.
crazy. What the fuck?
I'm
is
not
wrong with
doing
you?
that.
Oh my god, we haven't even started.
I will say
Well,
I
it's
like
already getting
Fallout a
ugly.
lot better. It's
Fallout's
because
great.
I know Josh isn't here yet. It's because I believe that the plot of Rogue Nation. I'm just talking about Rogue Nation right now. I think the plot of Rogue Nation is the most absurd, and to the point where I actually kind of hate it, and I don't understand why everyone is so.
You're missing the forest for like the tiniest leaf on the ground, my friend.
You just want the action.
This one blade of grass, and
The plot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. You're just not vibing on the level you need to be, my friend. I'm sorry. We'll get there. But Ghost Protocol is kind of like the soft reboot here. It comes out in 2011, so like,
how many years after 3 is that?
I think 3 was like 2006 or something. So it's a good like bit of a jump, because I think the kind of big story with this one is that this was not so secretly supposed to be a reboot where like Jeremy Renner ends up kind of taking over the franchise, and Tom Cruise was like, no, actually. And I think there's a lot of stuff in this one I really like. I think just again, first of all, you had the president invoking "Hell yeah" protocol. I mean, a Ghost Protocol, which is just a great line. You get the first appearance of Ethan Hunt's my favorite Ethan Hunt-ism, other than like his close-up magic shit, might be his ability to like draw really well, because he like sketches the guy. He sketches like the picture of the guy. It's like in like 2 seconds. Okay, who is this? And Jeremy Renner's like, yeah, it's this like Swedish nuclear scientist guy. And I'm like,
on a sweaty hand inside of the back of a car with like a ballpoint pen that he picked up.
So sick. I love it.
So good.
Josh, we already got into a fight.
Oh god.
We're getting good. We're getting off to a great start here. Other random little pot shots out here. I love that the opening has the guy from has Josh Holloway from Lost.
Yeah.
He's somebody who should have. I don't know why he never had a big like. He was so good in Lost. He needed a better like agent or something. He should have been in way more stuff.
Right.
I have many negative opinions about Lost, but I don't want to drag the podcast down, so I'm leaving.
Okay, now that in dark days, sometimes I think about like, what if we did a Lost rewatch pod?
No,
that would be crazy. In dark days, I would do it. I'd be so. No. I'd be the. I used to. That was my first standing experience. I think was Lost.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, you thought Love Is Blind was bad. Oh brother, buckle up.
I've watched it once. I don't need to watch it again. I'm good.
We'll get there someday.
Josh, what did you think of Ghost Protocol?
Honestly, I really enjoyed it. It felt like what a proper reboot could and should be of a, beloved franchise. I say that in air quotes of like, obviously people have their feelings about Mission Impossible, and I love John Woo, but no, it felt like they were taking a formula and solidifying the style and the voice of that franchise. And yeah, you can put your little spin and your tweak on it, but like it's like, hey, this is what an Ethan Hunt story is. This is what an IMF mission looks like. This is how the cast of supporting characters comes together. I also think adding Benji as a field agent, just one of the best moves that they could have done. Absolutely incredible. And I will say this is kind of moving forward, but this one, Ving Rhames does not really play a big part in it. But at the very end, it's almost like he saw everybody having so much fun. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm back in." Like,
yeah, he's like, I kind of miss this.
They never explain where Ving Rhames' character went.
He's just hanging out. He's on different.
He retired,
Well, he was getting the hat. That's what he was doing.
There's a part in the movie of Ghost Protocol where they say like, hey, us four people right now in like this like van or train that they're in, whatever this vehicle, they're like, we're IMF.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
the
excuse
IMF.
me, you're missing someone. You're missing someone.
He was on the he was getting the hat from the Kings of Comedy tour. That's what he was doing.
Right.
And he has to wear it tilted to one side.
That's right. Yeah.
The proper way to wear it. Don't hate.
Other things I like. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like, you know, and I'm sure we'll kind of get into this, but I do like. It wasn't until I realized what was kind of happening in discussions after is like I was really mad because the thing I love the mostest toastest about all the Mission Impossibles leading up to this is anytime we're facing and that eventual reveal. And when it seemed like we weren't going to get facing and then we did, I was very mad about that. And I was like, God, I hope that comes back. And thankfully it did, as it should. But, you know, it really leads into the theme of like nothing in this film when it comes to like the technology and the gadgets and like the things that they need to do to make
it works.
None of it works. It is all falling apart. It's almost like an allegory for how nothing really worked in the other films because there was nothing coherent and cogent between them and everything was different and changing constantly. But we're finally,
It's all about the team.
Yeah, we're putting the team together to make this actually
There's levels to this.
Yeah, we got layers here, baby.
I like that interpretation. That's not the interpretation I got, but I like that. I like that a lot. I got the interpretation that like everything's falling apart is because the IMF as a concept is just falling apart and it's not held together. And once they here you go, this is for you, Mike. Once they ghost protocol the IMF, like it kind of kills it. It's dead, and thus the entire series.
Once the president hits the reboot CIA button,
basically, yeah.
It's fun. There's so many good things. There's just so many like neat little, just clever little things in this movie. Like all the tech stuff not working, and like how that it comes in with like the big stunt in the movie, which is the Burj Khalifa climb, which is really really fun still. All the Kremlin stuff is really good.
The Kremlin stuff is cool. Just all the scenes in the Burj Khalifa, like the way that they do the swap double. And the double, like that whole scene is phenomenal. Like, and that was literally one of those, like, because things don't go well in Mission Impossible movies sometimes, and that was one where I felt the tension of like they might f this up, like they might not pull this one off, and gonna have to do something on the fly, but like they made it work by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, and there's a really fun like little cut that happens in there, like because Ethan puts the goggles in his jacket at the very last second as the door opens, and then it's the actual it's like the nuclear scientist and then the actual bad guy upstairs, but it's the exact same position that you saw Jeremy Renner and Tom Cruise in downstairs.
Yep.
So it's like just perfectly synced, so you know exactly like even if because the setup of it is kind of confusing, but like the movie making itself does a really good job of telling you like exactly what's happening and like how both of these like you don't see them simultaneously, but like it does such a good job of like getting you through both of those scenes and knowing what's happening in each room, but you can only see one at one time, which is just like it's a really, I think, underappreciated bit from this movie, and I think in the franchise in general. I think people forget how clever this is, and I just think it's really, really smart and really fun. Also, really great. You know, I love a classic side character who does not sanction the buffoonery of the IMF. We got a great one of those with Vladimir Mashkov, the Russian agent guy. Just like, you know, super fun. Again, doing like the Ethan thing the whole time. Great. No notes. Love him.
Ethan Hunt kind of is like a Bugs Bunny style character when you really get down to the brass tacks. So
we'll get there in the next movie.
Yeah, in a lot of stupid ways. Yeah,
it very literally spells out the thesis in that movie in one line. But I also love Paula Patton. I think of my last note in this one. I love how like they just let her like be like strong and kind of physical in a lot of parts in this movie, where she like
Mhm.
kicks off her heels and like football tackles Leia Sadu in their fights. I'm like, this is just good. Like, it's just really cool that she gets to just like kick ass like that. It's really
This
fun.
is this the movie where Ethan Hunt like is tied to a pole and he does this like ridiculous thing, or is that the next movie?
That's Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Rogue Nation. Okay, never mind.
I will say, like, yeah, she is somebody who unfortunately does not come back in the following movies, and I am sad about that. Thankfully, you know,
I agree.
the person with whom they replaced her archetype with, pretty amazing, but Jane Carter was a dope agent, and it is sad that she did not survive, you know, the intermission months. Yeah.
So I guess we're moving on to the next movie.
Any other final thoughts, real quick? On
I mean, Ghost Protocol, again, it's just a very solid action, you know, semi-spy flick, and it was a really good reboot. A lot of really cool scenes, and set the
feels
tone
like a
for
good, like, honestly, baby's first Mission Impossible. It feels like
yeah,
the good. If you have like one movie to sell people on, feels like Ghost Protocol is the one I would kind of start with.
right
in the modern twist. Yeah.
I
still like Mission Impossible 1 better, but that's me being like, I love that Cold War era spy
I think you know, random person on the street, like, unless you know they're looking for like a spy flick, and you're just like, hey, Mission Impossible, I heard about Mission Impossible, you know, Tom Cruise, that scene with the plane, you know, what should you start them on Ghost Protocol? They're gonna have a great time. They're gonna have a great time at the movies,
exactly,
and then they're gonna go to Rogue Nation, and they're gonna have a fucking blast.
They're gonna have the best possible time at the movies, because
did you just fucking meh?
I don't even know what to say. I'm pretending I'm not falling for the rage bait while I try to.
This isn't rage bait.
Rogue
I
Nation,
actually,
which is my favorite one, and I think if we're all identifying everyone's favorites, Rogue Nation is my favorite for reasons we will get into. But the basic thesis, a very basic summary of this one, folks, as basic as I can, is that basically this is when Ethan Hunt and the IMF come into contact with basically the Rogue Nation, the Syndicate, functionally like an anti-IMF, I think is what they're called. And you're like, oh my god, anti-IMF.
Basically a bunch of people who know the secret, you know, IMF agents and other, you know, highly classified secret spies from around the world who have come together to basically overthrow the governments of the world with their knowledge and their expertise and their spycraft.
Yeah, and Sean Harris plays what's the name of it? I keep forgetting the name of his guy.
Solomon Lane.
Solomon Lane, who's like a TV show, a Mission Impossible TV show character.
Yep.
It's the first one that they really bring back.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And basically, so Ethan's has been chasing this syndicate the whole time. Falls into one of their, like, a trick or a trap, which is a great twist on like the usual mission reveal thing. It was super fun. But then while he's in pursuit of the syndicate, there is this mysterious kind of third party at play here, represented by Rebecca Ferguson's Ilsa Faust. And then it, you know, becomes not just about stopping the syndicate, but also about getting Ilsa Faust out of the cold, kind of free of this, like, almost like eternal undercover hell that she's in. She's kind of the behest of IMI6.
She's kind of in that middle ground of like somebody who is in the process of being recruited by the syndicate, but playing double agent for MI6 and like feeding information back and forth, and she's not really even sure who she is really aligning herself and working for, because she's like, I'm with MI6 and I'm getting out now because I'm doing this, and I gave them the information, but then they're like, no, you got to go back in, and the syndicate's like, you're supposed to be with me, and why are you trying to get out? So she is really in that, like, basically in that recruitment stage of, like, is she gonna stick with her, God and country, or is she gonna go rogue?
Right. And I think the tension of all of that and how Rebecca Ferguson plays it, there's so many little things in this movie that really pull it all together. I mean, like how Ilsa Faust's character, like her kind of motif in the score is the music from like Tornado, the opera that is playing during the whole sequence. So the first second you see Ilsa Faust, you start hearing the music from like that huge kind of scene at the opera. And just like, and that little motif follows her through the whole movie. And I just like those kinds of notes really I feel like elevate this one for me. Again, you have Alec Baldwin playing, I think, the best I will not sanction the buffoonery of the IMF role in this entire series in this movie. And at the point where he is literally telling the prime minister, who I think is at that point like Ethan Hunt in disguise, that Ethan Hunt is the manifestation of destiny.
Yep.
Which is just it's funny that it's so awesome that like that's what it is. Like they just said it. Like, oh my god, I can't believe he just said the thing.
And I love Alec Baldwin as like CIA. He's CIA front man in a congressional hearing, yelling at Jeremy Renner, just being like, "Why the fuck do we even have the IMF? The CIA is here. We are good at shady shit. So like, dissolve them, bring them in house, and let the CIA do what we do." And Jeremy Renner's like, no. And then he calls Ethan's like, Ethan, they're on our fucking nuts. We got to move on this now.
To be fair to the CIA's argument, like, the IMF is actually chaotic good. Like, they do cause a lot of collateral damage to solve their missions, but as long as Ethan Hunt gets a nice Dos Equis at the end, it's all good.
That's right. I think other good highlights here, again, the pole stunt that Ray was talking about earlier, where like I don't know how to describe this, where he's like on the pole, but then like it's kind of like, how is that possible? Like, how do you have the upper body strength to do that?
It's not even upper body, it is like core and leg, and you're using your triceps to support your entire body, and it's like, all right, probably there's a human being that could do that, but I'm not positive Bruce Lee in his prime could do that. Like, I'm not sure. It's a hell of a scene, though.
Yeah, that's good. The whole opera sequence, again, the entire thing is again one of the best sequences in this entire franchise. From like Benji getting the tickets to the realization that it's like Ethan meeting him up on the mission, to like to Ethan Hunt chasing like the bass clarinet guy with that is unpacking it into a hitman ass sniper rifle. And then you see Ilsa Faust in an unspeakably gorgeous like dress. It's like, I don't know if anyone has looked better in a movie ever.
Yep. And a completely unnecessary and unworkable firebring position to just make that dress almost flow over her like a waterfall. Like, it is obscene. Like, not saying mother for an entire minute challenge, difficulty impossible. Like, mission impossible. Look, like, this is somebody called the IMF.
Such a good job.
No, and
Mike's real reason why it's his favorite.
Yep. No, but I mean, Mike is right. Like, this is a peak. Again, this sequence is like, this is what Mission Impossible is all about. Of like, we have these intense action moments, but also sometimes there is just the pure spycraft of like the dead drop, the exchange, the like moving in and out of like an active scene with nothing but civilians, and they don't know any of this is going on, and trying to protect somebody who is about to be assassinated, and they have no idea that they are literally moments from death, and Ilsa Faust making the decision of like, oh, I have to shoot this guy, but I can't kill him, but that'll be enough to like get everybody out of here. But oops, we had contingencies for contingencies here.
Yeah, and that's the Syndicate. There's levels to this.
Yep.
And then like, I think my one knock against this movie is that the underwater sequence does not quite, and I think this is something Tom Cruise has even spoken about, where the underwater sequence in this one, I feel like does not quite like stack up, I think, against a lot of like the other stuff, actiony stuff in this movie,
Yeah.
like the car chase and the sequence at the beginning with the plane, which is amazing. It just kind of, it's hard to feel like, I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's the weakest sequence of the movie, and I think one of the weaker kind of action sequences in like the franchise.
I can see the logic of like what they were trying to do, and the visuals and the stunt craft and like all of that, but it just doesn't really work.
But like so much of the other stuff in this movie like works for me that like it's a kind of a small blemish. Like, God, just like Alec Baldwin being like the specter of Ethan Hunt. He could be in this room right now, and you wouldn't even know it.
Well, and I think they do a really good job too of
it's like, congratulations, sir. And it's like, God.
They do a really good job of playing with the like, again, the Rogue Nation and Solomon's influence on. Maybe he is starting to get to Ethan. Like, maybe he is like seeing the cracks in the system and is seeing how he is chasing this big baddie while also being chased by his own government that he was sworn to protect. And he's like, maybe he will realize that, like, oh my God, maybe I could actually do some good, and then uses that to his advantage to ultimately capture Solomon. But again, there are so many layers in this movie, and the way that they play with relationships and motivations and allegiances throughout the film are incredible. You can count on very little because it's just, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, plus they put him in the box at the end of the movie, which is just really so dumb. But I love it so much.
That scene of him just pulling out that gun and shooting at the glass, screaming as the cloud.
When I look down a hole and I see Tom Cruise struggling on the ground, I'm like, excellent. I'm going to jump down this hole to shoot him up close, and then
someone just pulls the stick and the box flops down.
and then don't forget, we have Alec Baldwin at the very end being like, "Nah, this is the plan the whole time. I burned Ethan to help give him the cover to go take out this big baddie. The IMF fucking slaps. By the way, new IMF director."
My God.
So
not a fan of this movie.
So fucking good.
Man. Yeah, I think it is a hard choice again. Accepting the mission, it always is. But I think if I have to pick a favorite, this is mine, probably, just because Ilsa Faust is, I think, a really, really great character. And Rebecca Ferguson is so much fun and is so good. And I think a lot of the other stuff in this movie just works for me really well.
I think, but it is really good to have somebody opposite Ethan Hunt that is not fully IMF, that is a little on the edge and can kind of come and go. Like, I do think that, and but
it's still very much an equal, but also like an ally, and like,
but also could potentially be a antagonist, like when she needs to be or wants to be. Like, there is a mutual respect, but also like still a distance that needs to be there, and that really does come into play too in the next in Fallout, big time.
Josh, have we gotten to your favorite Mission Impossible yet?
I think we have. I think Rogue Nation is probably my favorite. I will say I had a lot of fun in Fallout 2. Like, it definitely is up there, but I think Rogue Nation is my favorite.
I prefer Fallout over Rogue Nation.
I think that's fair. I for me, I feel like Rogue Nation and Fallout are like 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
let's do
definitely
that.
like Fallout's definitely like in the very. I think is top tier.
I think Fallout
sure.
is like a certain type of still good spy movie. I guess we're talking about Fallout now.
Mhm.
It's a still good spy movie where you've been watching all of these movies. Some of them good, Mission Impossible 1, some of them bad, Mission Impossible 3, and everything in between.
Mhm.
You know, your mileage may vary. And then you have this one where it's like we've decided to be a little bit more ridiculous, but we're actually gonna make
We
a
haven't
very
gone full
interesting-
Metal Gear yet. That's the next
Yeah.
podcast.
This I feel this is the start of the Metal Gear.
This is because Christopher Query. This is this other specter
So
lingering above. Is
so-
that he was involved in writing Ghost Protocol, directed Rogue Nation and Fallout, and then the next two after that.
Yeah.
So I forgot about Vanessa Kirby's character for a moment, that she showed that she's in this one.
Mhm.
That might change my answer slightly, because I do love her character in these movies. But I will say I do feel, you know, and I know it's probably a production thing, and like
Oh, I
he's
know
getting
that.
big. I do think bringing back Ethan Hunt's wife, but not having Jeremy Renner's character, who is like his whole allegiance to Ethan Hunt is like the drama that happens with them in, you know, Budapest or wherever it is. A missed opportunity to make that land a little more. But yeah,
I
this
actually like the framing there because the villain, you know, Henry Cavill's character, whose name I forget at the moment, Walker sets it up so that Ethan Hunt's wife is going to be at Ground Zero just to screw with Ethan Hunt. It's just spite. He just
So
hates this man so much. Like, you did, dog, destroying 1/3 of this area's water supply wasn't enough. You had to get the man's wife involved. That's
think
great spite.
I mean, there's so many things in this movie that I love how it. Is this the one? I think the mission reveal at this one is very after the kind of nightmare, like where he's like alone in like the smoky and it just like smokes out a little bit. Like, oh, that's really sick. The Halo jump thing at the beginning is so cool.
Why did they do it? Like, what was the purpose of that? Besides Tom Cruise wanting to do it, obviously. But like, how did this lead into anything?
I think it was a time aspect. I feel like I forget off the top of my head.
Okay, I honestly forget. Yeah.
But oh god, there's a lot of things that are really cool in this one. Obviously Henry Cavill is so much fun in this movie, and the only complaint I have, or the only real complaint I have about this one, is that in the trailer there's gun reloading sound effects when he clocks his arms in the bathroom fight scene. That does not happen in the movie, and it's disappointing. When you're expecting like the
here's my big problem with why I think that this one sometimes ranks a little lower to me than Rogue Nation. I have two things. One, hot take: Henry Cavill's not a very good actor, and he took me out of a lot of the scenes that he was in. Like when he was fighting, when he was like doing, there were some times where it kind of worked, and other times where he needed to be an actor and not just like an action guy, and that took me out of those scenes a lot, and I could not get over the fact that he was not a good actor.
Can we talk about that just a minute? Like, just a minute.
Yeah.
Like, you're absolutely right. There's no reality where Henry Cavill doesn't break Tom Cruise in half. Like, quite
Also,
easily. Yeah. Like, you expect me to think that they're an actual... No. Like, Tom Cruise is 5'7".
Look, we just
Henry
discussed
Cavill's
that
like
Ethan Hunt has
6'5".
very extreme core strength. That means that can do a lot.
That's true.
He has like extreme damage reduction.
Now, the other thing, this may also be me watching this, with one eye half open, my sixth Mission Impossible in 12 hours, but like
Josh is just over in the corner, got a drink in his hand, like I gotta finish the. Barely
This one gets a little.
This movie is like besides like the reload scene, like I can't remember I can remember how I felt about this movie. I remember the White Widow, but like I don't remember a lot of individual moments from this movie. I do remember the CIA director. Like I love her character. And like the scene in the where Alec Baldwin gets shot, like I do remember like some of those, but I don't have as many of like.
This one's very twisty.
Yeah,
there's some of the stuff with like because they're impersonating John Lark to get the other nuclear cores back. But to get the core, they have to break out Solomon Lane. So there's a lot of like kind of double, triple layer stuff that can make it hard to follow, especially in the middle stuff. Because then Rebecca Ferguson shows up in Paris, but then like when she finds out Solomon Lane's out, she's like, "No, we're gonna kill him."
Yep.
And Ethan Hunt's like, "I need him," and then he like drives the car at Ilsa Faust, and he's like, "I can't believe I'm gonna try to run over Ilsa Faust," and that's a really that's cool stuff. I think this movie has. I really like as far as like starting sequences, I really like the beginning one and the one in Ghost Protocol, where he's like in the Russian prison,
right?
But I think the Wolf Blitzer thing
that is pretty good
in the beginning of this movie is so fucking good.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh oh shit, the nukes already went off. Oh fuck, this is really bad. And then the guy gives it up. And it's like, oh, guess what, buddy? I got you. And it's so good.
I like the plot of this one a lot more than Rogue Nation. Josh, I feel like the thing you feel for Fallout were like
is what you feel for Rogue Nation.
Yeah, because the plot of this one is like, to me, so much more intriguing. Where it gets a little heavy-handed. We're like, we need specifically 3 plutonium cores to make a nuclear bomb. It's like, homeboy, you could do a lot with just one, but all right, go ahead, go for broke.
But Ethan Hunt must protect.
Look, the greater the suffering, the greater the pain.
Ethan Hunt must protect his friends at all costs. Friends before nations.
Friends before nations, yeah. And I do like the very, very end where they're like, okay, we have to clip this wire, but also due to the speed of light, Ethan will have 1 full second to hit that button. So we have to do it with 1 second left, otherwise none of it matters. And then they do it, and then the screen fades to white. And that's either they were successful or it was a nuclear blast. Which one was it?
Yep.
And then you see Ethan Hunt
like you already know.
standing on top.
Yep.
But you didn't for 1 second.
And,
for 1 second, yeah.
Manifestation of destiny.
Amen to that.
With his carrot, and he goes, nyah, 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 nyah.
He is Ethan Hunt is extremely like a Bugs Bunny type character.
Very.
In so many, especially when the close-up magic comes back in the next one.
Oh my god! Well, any last thoughts on 4, 5, and 6 here?
I specifically in Fallout, I love Julia coming back and then having to be like, oh, this is like them having to pretend this is not a thing.
Yeah.
But her knowing it's a thing, and then like her helping. Like,
yes,
like,
that was incredible.
That's awesome.
And then her new husband kind of being like, hey, maybe there's more to this story than I'm aware of. And like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, there's so many good like little character things I really like in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that like the action stuff is really crazy in this one. Like the rooftop, like there's some really top tier like Tom Cruise hauling ass in this one. Where he like jumps across the roof and like breaks his ankle in that one shot.
Yep.
Like that just is good. There's just some good Tom Cruise hauling ass in this one, and this is some of the best in the franchise, I would say. Like the helicopter stuff in IMAX is sick.
I did like the helicopter fight.
Pretty dope.
I especially liked Walker whipping out saying, you know what, it's not enough. I have to get rid of you. I'm going to have this squad automatic machine gun to fire at you.
Yeah, just good. Also, like Walker just be getting pissed off at Ethan. Just like, why don't you just fucking die?
Yeah, you fucking idiot, just die, goddammit.
Valid question.
Yep.
And then him getting like the full on '90s bad guy movie death.
Yeah,
Where it was
100%.
like the hook, which
the hook off the side of a cliff, crash it, helicopter.
Right.
Oh my god, so good.
it's very extremely like the way
Very
people used to
befitting
get die
of-
in really fucked up ways.
Very
you know?
befitting of somebody who acted like they were an actor in the fucking 90s. So
Mhm.
Wait, what?
On
No-
that
no-
note.
nobody knew how to act back then. But yeah, so 4, 5, and 6, you know, we are through the reboot, and now we are into the end game. So Ray and I have to watch 8. We've all watched 7. We're gonna, you know, sit down for the 18-hour masterpiece that is 7 and 8, and we'll be here to discuss it. And do you know where you can get notifications on when that happens?
Where?
Unscriptedgaming.com. That is where you can find links to everything that we can do here across the Unscripted Gaming universe. You can follow us on Facebook at Unscripted Game Podcast. We're on Blue Sky at unscript_gaming. Audio versions of our podcast are available at soundcloud.com/unscripted-gaming. And we have audio on all the podcatchers and video versions of this. Just look up Unscripted Gaming 2.0. Thank you for listening to this Creed Got Robbed presented by Unscripted Gaming. My name is Josh.
My name is Mike.
My name is Ray.
Activate Ghost Protocol.